how watching movies at your local cinema shapes your mind and your community. Remember a film that moved you, something that made you cry, or something that made you think about the world differently. It can be from last week, or it can be from 20 years ago. Think about that movie. That's the power of cinema. It can change us. It can change our view of the world. Movies are not just entertainment. They can help you with your mental health. They can expand your knowledge of the world. And going to your local cinema also can improve and boost your economy and the community around you. So films can make you feel better emotionally and mentally. That's not a new thought. Already Aristotle, almost 2,500 years ago in ancient Greece, talked about catharsis. He said that watching a strong tragedy can help us release pent-up emotions and feel catharsis. I'm a huge believer in catharsis. I will cry in any movie. It doesn't need to be a tragedy. Give me Bridget Jones, and I'm like a fountain. Wah! And it always makes me feel better when I come out of the cinema, having released those feelings. And cinema therapy is actually being used more and more by therapists. They use films to help people process their emotions, to help build empathy, and even improve mental health. Because films can also combat loneliness. I've been lonely at times in my life, but when I sit in that cinema with other people, laughing or crying, I just don't feel so alone. Did you know that emotions are infectious? They really are. So when you're in the cinema, you're not alone. Going to a movie can be an emotional reset. But I'm also a huge believer in escapism. I mean, give me the James Bond, it's better than a weekend break in Rome. It's also cheaper. I love action-packed thrillers, and watching James Bond save the world for 2 hours just makes me feel so much less stressed about my life. I mean, all I need to do is not burn dinner and get that deadline in on time at work. I don't need to save the world. And of course, cinema, and this works best, escapism works best in the cinema. Not at home, not with your phone, not with the dishes piling up, but when you give yourself those 2 or 3 hours to actually go to the cinema and relax, get caught up in that story. It is worth it. Actually, a recent British study said that cinema going improves focus, concentration, cognition, and even memory. For everybody. For kids and adults. I've got kids, 4 of them, and I absolutely think that one of the best things I've done for them as a parent is drag them to the cinema with me. Especially now, to get them away from their phone for a couple of hours and share that story, that space with them, and make them concentrate on something. And myself, I'm a scatterhead as well. It really does improve my memory, concentration, and focus. Here's another interesting thing. Studies show that superhero movies promote altruistic behavior. I've got teenagers, so I've seen my fair share of superhero movies, believe me. And these research shows that people who see heroic acts on screen actually go out and help others more in the community. They'll help an old lady cross the street. They'll be more altruistic. I'm just waiting for that to happen in my kitchen. You know, maybe the next Spider-Man movie will help my teenager load up the dishwasher. I'm just waiting for Aquaman in my kitchen, but hey, I can remain hopeful. But it's not just superheroes that shape our attitudes and behavior, because movies can make invisible things seen. I just saw Jevida, the first feature-length film in the Sami Skolt language. And I never knew, as a Finnish person, about all the challenges and discrimination that the Sami people have faced and still do face. So it really opened up my mind and my world about things happening. And I never would have known without that movie, because it's not on the news. So movies can help us see others, and then again, not just others. Because, like I said, when you go to the cinema, you're not alone with your problems. You can always find your tribe. I mean, whether you're DC or Marvel, whether you're superheroes or vampires, you are not alone in the cinema. And you can always find somebody that reflects your problems, your fears, your dreams, your sexuality, everything. You can find that in the cinema. And movies are also a wonderfully safe way to connect. I mean, with my angry teenagers, when we go to the movies, we connect for a couple of hours, we sit together, sharing popcorn and a story. And afterwards, we've got this wonderfully neutral topic of conversation for a while. It's not just me asking about exams. It's not just me saying, pick up your stuff off the stairs. It's us talking about the movie, and then I get to learn a little bit about their life at school as well. That's why movies are so great for small talk. I love talking about movies at the office, or at the sauna, or even on the bus. And movies are great for dates, because then you can sort of suss out the other person's values without asking them direct, do you want to have my kids? Just slowly, slowly. So movies are so much more than escape and leisure. They build empathy and connect us to something bigger. And as a producer, let me tell you that your choice of what you go and see, it really shapes what stories are told. It really matters. The box office intake determines whose films are made, what stories are told, who they're told by, and in what language. I mean, that's why sequels are so popular, because they know it's going to be a hit. How many Mission Impossibles is it possible to make? That's why I find it so heartwarming that Stormsherry Maija, Myrskyluodon Maija, has been the biggest hit in Finland recently. It's something I want to see. I want to see films made by women about strong women. Stormsherry Maija is made by a woman film director, Tiina Lymi, about a wonderfully strong and complex female character, a classic in Finnish literature. So films are also about our culture and our stories and our language. Kalevala, the famous epic of Finland, which also inspired Tolkien, is being retold now as a film. It will probably mix it up, and then we'll be able to see what values are present in our society today. Just like you can see news stories, expand your mind with new documentaries. I just saw No Other Land, the Oscar-winning documentary, and I left the cinema with more questions than answers, but I'm still thinking about it every day. So, choose wisely what film you go to see, and whatever you do, See films made by people, not by AI. Because films are a huge global industry. They bring money, taxes, and jobs. So if you go and see a local film, a Finnish film here, then you're keeping the money in your own country. Even better if it's made in your town or your city or your neighborhood. I mean, a film crew is hundreds of people. It's bringing in money. We Finns visit the cinema 1.3 times a year per person. So that's less than twice a year. So this is my challenge to you. The next time you want to treat yourself, don't go shopping, don't consume more, go to the movies. If you went to the movies 0 times last year, go once this year. If you went once last year, go twice this year, and so on and so forth. And it's not that difficult because there's also a boom of independent, small local cinemas rising up again all across Finland. They create jobs, they support the local entrepreneurs, and they're small community hubs. Like BioVuoksi, a small historical cinema in Imatra with a long history and a big heart. And their cafe sells locally produced pastries from the bakery, ice cream from the nearby factory, and handmade chocolate. So they're really supporting the local entrepreneurs there. So think about when you go to a movie, you're not just buying that ticket. You might grab a coffee before going to the cinema, and then you might buy some candy from the store next door, and then you might even go out for dinner afterwards. So you're bringing money into your neighborhood. You circulate money in that neighborhood, which supports everybody there and makes it a better place to live, safer, and strengthens the community. So remember that your choice matters. When you go next to a movie, you can either choose to expand your perspectives, to support local storytellers, or lose yourself entirely in new worlds. I'm of the number 3 because I just can't wait for the new Star Wars. Take me to the other universe, please. So next time you're thinking of what you're going to do this evening, or how you're going to treat yourself or your loved ones. Improve your mind, boost your mental well-being, choose connection, community, go to your local movie theater to see a movie. You will feel so much better and your community will thank you. See you at the movies. Thank you.